Welcome, everybody, to Mommy Issues, the show where if you're a mom feeling lonely out there in that world, come over here. Come hang out, okay? We got a full episode for you today, and we always end the episodes with a little music, so stay tuned for that. This is the second Mommy Issues episode, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. I've had this idea of this show in my head for a long time, and we're just gonna keep on going. It's been a while. I have to get used to filming, okay? I genuinely, I do stand-up comedy and I'm a live performer, so when I film stuff, it's just a different environment, and I have to just get used to this because it's just a camera right here and I have to pretend like it's an audience or something. But today I'm feeling tired. I don't know about you other mamas out there. I mean, look, I know we could all feel tired forever from the moment we got pregnant. Okay. And I truly got it easy right now with one kid. And you know what I hate? I hate when people, and I know it's natural, okay? I've realized since becoming a parent, I've realized a lot of things that I used to hate that other people would do. It's your baby is barely walking and they're like, when are you gonna have another one? And I know people just love babies. That's the thing. It's not necessarily I used to take it as just the patriarchy wanting women to pop out more babies. In actuality, I think people just love babies. I also kind of got scared initially when I was making this show because I want to have a community of mothers, I do. But I think as I've also dived into the land of other moms, it is a little scary out there. You know what I'm saying? It's high school all over again. The topic of today that we are going to discuss is we don't really give ourselves enough credit as the ladies of our families. Because here's something that I've heard, and this is something that I have also said. This happens a lot when people are pregnant and then postpartum, where especially right after you have the baby, the first 3 months you really are settling in, and those 3 months feel like an eternity, but then when they're over, you were like, whoa, that was way too fast. But I've heard a lot of women postpartum be like, well, I haven't been doing much. Yeah, I mean, it's just been me and the baby. It's whoa, hold on there. That's a lot. You trying to connect and bond with your baby and breastfeed and do all the things that you're supposed to do and give him a bath and freaking just doing all the things? Girl, that's a lot. That's not nothing. We are in such an achievement society where it's if we don't feel like we're being productive, then we feel of less value. And I had a lot of that feeling when I was pregnant because it was so rough. And the thing too, because you can have either a good or bad pregnancy, when people see good pregnancies and then they see you as a bad pregnancy, you're experiencing really bad symptoms, they're like, what the heck, get up off the floor, girl. I see these other pregnant women lifting weights and stuff, when you're pregnant, you're making a baby, so you're doing something. So when you're sleeping and doing nothing, you're making a baby. Okay? Just because you're not actively thinking about building the spine or whatever, you're doing something. When you are having a newborn and just because there's so much mentally that you're dealing with, especially postpartum, if you had a traumatic birth, you're still freaking processing that. If you've had a traumatic birth, but it's someone, some dude punched you in the, it just feels you literally did have trauma to your body, okay? The way of processing it is it's just all over the place, it hits you at different times. And in the moment, after the birth, you're just okay, I must feed my baby with my body. Okay. If you're going through postpartum and you're feeling you're not doing a lot, girl, you are, okay? You are. When you're up at 3 a.m., doing a lot. Sometimes when if we don't get things done around the house, there is the beauty of having a kid is being able to spend time with them and connect with them. I remember saying oh, I don't want to be just a mom. Before I had kids, I would say that. Rude. And now I'm whoa, like mother should be on the level of like firefighter or something, where you're like risking your life to bring more life in here. We need like, you know what? I don't know. I was about to be like, let me be given advice. I'm like, I only have one kid. Not only do we not give ourselves enough credit, but then we judge our bodies so intensely. And it's so hard because, like, look, if we are going to compare our stories, that is going to hurt us. We can share our stories to help heal if, like, you can connect on something that is similar. But I think for me, like, especially postpartum, that journey with my body afterwards was like, whoa, like it felt like, oh, how'd I let myself go? Like I would literally have those stupid thoughts. And it's like, but you didn't let yourself go. You just like had an incredibly insane pregnancy that took such a toll on your body that like you had to rebuild every strength and mobility. Your body is also healing from trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you got a C-section or it doesn't matter how you had the baby. Your body went through it, okay? And so, like, I had such a hard time, too, because it is hard to see, like, women who, like, 3 months after, or, like, you'll see, like, those reels on Instagram. The moms will be, like, when they had the baby, and like they're holding the baby and like their bellies are showing and stuff, and then like 3 months later and they look like they never had a baby, and you're like but the thing is like there's so many factors that play into that. For me, it took me about a year really to just like gain back the strength that I had lost. Now I'm just focusing on keep moving the body, stretch the body, meditate, whatever, like, but be in tune with the body. Don't be attached to the results. So now we're on to the Reddit part of our show. I don't know if I'm gonna like make full episodes about this or if I'm just gonna do segments. Look at this one. Okay, this one made me laugh so much because sometimes the men or the partners who aren't going through the pregnancy and postpartum and just there's just things that they don't know or understand, and sometimes they try really hard and sometimes they don't know. So but I love this one. Okay, so I'm gonna read it to you. Okay, so it says, do you hire a nanny when you're sick? And this is like a rant post, okay? And so this lady is like, please prove to my husband he just said the most ridiculous things ever. My husband and I have an 11-month-old and we both parent equally. And yesterday, my husband started to feel sick, and this is really the first time he's gotten sick since our son was born, and he's never really taken well to being sick in the first place. Okay, so she goes on about this for quite some time. Basically, the husband is sick, and he's like, we need to hire a nanny because I can't help you with our son till he's better. And she's like, I'm not hiring a nanny. That's for a few days until, like, people don't do that. And he's like, yeah, they do. What do they do when they're sick and have to take care of a child? He actually believes that people hire nannies to take care of their children when they're sick. And then she adds, P.S. I had a C-section, then came home and cared for a newborn. Then, when my newborn was 4 weeks old, I needed emergency bowel surgery due to a bowel obstruction that was septic and had an open wound for 3 weeks again, all while caring for a newborn. So just stating the fact. Like, that is the thing. It's like, the dudes sometimes don't even know the level. Like, postpartum rage, dude, is so real. And I still have it sometimes. But anyways, I would be raging at my husband if I was in this girl situation. So, okay, my favorite response to this, though, was... So, I can't find the response that I read the other night. But basically, this person responded, like... Are you kidding me? There's no more sick days. Like, that's why NyQuil has that commercial of, like, when you enter parenthood, there's no sick days. And that's something that, like, nobody freaking tells you beforehand. So, like, if you're not ready to, like, have that, like, freaking just think about that. When you think about having kids, be like, oh, am I ready to, like, do laundry and clean up poop when I have the flu? Ask yourself that question. But anyways, the funniest response to that was some parent was like, Yeah, there's no more sick days off for parenting. That's why NyQuil has that commercial. I have 3 herniated discs and a disabled son, so I'm putting a wheelchair in and out of a van every day with these herniated discs. You think I want to do that? But I have to. He's like, your needs take a back seat. With the sick days, yeah, those days are hard. Everybody's in survival mode. I also love how everybody in these comments are just roasting him, where they're like, your husband is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Now, when you're not sick, there is still things to do of prioritizing your time and health. And it is good to do the things you need to do for you mentally and physically, because that does help your baby. And if you have to be away from your baby or babies, it's better for them if that's something you need. I don't know I don't know of a mom who doesn't need that, but if you have a wife who has not had time away from the kids, but you have, maybe extend the olive branch. Also, have you ever seen a dad running with a stroller? Please let me know in the comments, because I don't think I've ever seen that. You see moms running with a stroller, trying to get back into shape or whatever, which is just, I don't think I've ever seen a dad running with a stroller. Like, you see moms, like, I on social media too, like, I see moms, like, working out with their kids, like, they're lifting weights and the kids, like, in the stroller or whatever. Do you see a dad doing that? So I just want to know, have you seen that? I've just never seen a dad running with a stroller. Okay, well, we are on to the musical segment of the evening. Enjoy the music. Welcome to the musical segment. Tonight we're going to take it real slow and easy. We're not even going to be funny tonight. Some nights I just like to freestyle on the piano and really jam out. So here's some piano musical ambiance for your ears. All right, guys, that is tonight's episode. Thank you so much for joining. Please give it a share and a like and a thumbs up and a subscribe and the notification bell if you did enjoy, because these episodes are going to keep coming every week, baby. And they're just going to keep getting cooler and better, I hope. I hope with consistent effort, it gets, we get in a groove, baby. You can follow me on Instagram at Ashley Nicole Benson and on TikTok at Ashley Nicole Benson as well. And I hope you have a fantastic evening. I'm thinking of all those mamas out there. I'm thinking of the new mamas. I'm thinking of the mamas who have been mamas for a long time. I'm thinking of you, and I'm sending you love. And then wait, if you don't have any babies, I'm still thinking of you too. Goodbye.